Hello. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year!
Welcome to 2023. We made it. Yay. We all made it to 2023.
Woohoo!
And we thank you for joining us for the first Attractions Magazine podcast of the new year. I hope you are all out there happy and healthy in the new year. Carly is on the mend,
Yes,
but she's
thank
feeling
God.
better. I'm on the mend from my New Year's Eve. I hope all of you are too. We all got this bonus. A lot of folks got this bonus day off. Banks are closed and a lot of big businesses are closed, but we are here for you.
Yes. Let's
Um,
observe New Year's Day, which I have a few friends that messaged me this morning and was like, damn, I just worked for an hour and I didn't have
right?
to.
Well, we'll give some shout outs to folks in our comments. Uh, Vince Lamb, hi Vince, wishing everyone a happy Rose Parade Day
Oh,
and National Science Fiction Day. And we've got Blossom and Terry, Happy New Year from Derek's Corner. And John Self, hello.
hello.
He's in cold weather for a change, but I'm sure he'll be back in Orlando before long. Happy New Year. Yes, Carly is back. Well, I'm back too. No one notices that I was gone.
You were
Uh,
somewhere warm.
yes. I had the good fortune to escape freezing Orlando during the worst cold spell we've had
It
here
was
in like a
so
decade.
cold. I thought I was going to freeze to death.
So hello, Brian. 60s in New York. Yeah, I saw it was not that cold in Times Square for New Year's Eve, huh?
It was very rainy.
Yeah.
Very, very rainy.
Yeah. I would take cold and dry over wet.
Same.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us all. We've got about 25 people here, so I think it is time for us to kick this recording off. Let's do this thing in 3, 2, and 1.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 172 of the Attractions Podcast. We're sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, and I am Seth.
And I'm Carly.
And we're back again in the new year to talk to you all about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more as well as what is going on in our own lives. And Carly, have you been this past year?
Oh, it's been a great one day. I woke up feeling refreshed, ready for the first official work week, good headspace, ready to get it going.
Well, we were both out for the previous episode. Big thanks to Matt and the team for taking over for us. I was on a beach in Turks and Caicos. Big shout out to the folks at the Beaches Resort out there in Provençal. And I actually, when I came back, I managed to spend one day inside a theme park, and ooh, I visited Universal on the Thursday in between Christmas and New Year's, and that was probably the busiest that I've seen Universal in a long, long time. So
So
big,
on the other end of the spectrum, went
uh-huh,
leading into Christmas, and it was the best few park days I have
uh-huh.
maybe ever had. I had a Magic Kingdom day that was dead. I had Universal. We were just hanging in Diagon Alley. There was no one there. This was like 21, 22, 23, 24. It was the best. It was like a good little ending to my theme park year.
Yeah, that is really interesting. I think annual pass holder blockouts
Yeah,
really helped keep attendance down in those days leading up to Christmas. I think
absolutely.
Universal, I think a lot of people who maybe thought they were going to go to Disney for Christmas and then realized that with the park reservation system that wasn't going to happen got pushed to Universal, because Universal after Christmas was that was a scene.
Right. And
So
it's weird with the holidays. You can really never predict because it's just like any other day when people try to like use a crystal ball to guess if a day is going to be busy. You
yeah,
can expect days to be busy and they're
yeah,
not. And then the same time, days that should be slow, like a random Tuesday, are packed sometimes. So there's no rhyme or reason. You're
yeah.
lucky you're not. Pack your patience pants, have
Oh,
backup plans, make reservations.
absolutely. And I do want to say, as busy as the parks were, as long as the lines were for the attractions, big shout out to all the team members I saw, who were really working hard and under, I'm sure, what were trying circumstances, and especially entertainment team was out in full force.
Oh, yes. I saw
Shout
so
out to
much
Earl the Squirrel,
roaming
highlight of my
entertainment in
visit.
Universal. It was insane. Like these people were giving it
Hmm.
their all. It was amazing. And yeah, it's a hard job and they deal with it with a smile.
Absolutely. Well, we are happy to be back. And I'll be back at the Magic Kingdom a little later this week to check out the train because I haven't been on it since it started running again. And I'm curious to see what the crowds are like this week.
Oh, yes. I was there randomly. I was walking out of Magic Kingdom when they did that photo op with all the
Ah,
Imagineers and cast members. So I looked over and I'm like, oh, there's the train. And then I heard everyone screaming. It was really, really magical. I mean, I know I love the train. I personally love the Disneyland train better, but that's just because I like some of the, dioramas.
oh, yes.
This is a beloved family activity and much needed to be back.
Yeah, very excited to have it back. So I believe it is now time, without any further ado, for us to jump into the news in the queue. All right, we are starting off with the closure of a quarter-century tradition at Disney Springs. The Sosa family cigar store closing. Its last day is right now as we're recording this today, January 2nd. After that, you will no longer be able to buy cigars at Disney Springs. Have you ever purchased a cigar from the Sosa family cigar store?
I smoke a cigar once every few years, and while I haven't gotten one there, you have all witnessed the scent that rushes out of there. And whether you want to smell it or not, if you're walking on the west side over there, you will know it's there. So
Yes, absolutely. I'd say over the last quarter century, I've made one or maybe two purchases there, and you are right. It was a very fragrant
yes.
experience for sure, for anyone in the vicinity. Believe it or not, for those of you who are Gen Z who have grown up in a world where theme parks did not encourage smoking, there were once tobacco stores in the Magic Kingdom and Disneyland. There was places you could get it in Epcot, and both City Walk and what was once Downtown Disney had thriving cigar stores, and this is last of its kind, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
can't think of
kind of
anywhere else.
sad. Yeah, I mean, this is like a historic. If you read their story, how it's like a fifth
Yes.
generation cigar thing. So, I mean, I get it. The location, though, that walkway. I mean, there's a lot of really spacious areas at Disney Springs.
Hmm.
This particularly is not one of those
Oh,
walkways.
it's a very cramped
Right.
quarters.
It is one of the tightest
Absolutely.
parts. So I just don't think it has a place for it. Again, like
Yeah.
if your allergies are triggered by the scent and you walk past it, you're
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah. There isn't much way to avoid, especially since there's the construction wall for that restaurant that's been worked on forever and a day right across. Yeah, that's definitely a pinch point. Well, I mean, I guess the one kind of interesting thing is that this is the last remaining original shop in that area. Everything else around it has been transformed after over time. Was once called the Um, so if you still want to purchase a cigar from them, you can do it online at antilliancigars.com. But in the meantime, we will be waiting to see what goes into that location and if the new location still smells like tobacco.
Oh, it's
Because,
gonna be hard to get that sent out. I mean,
yeah, I know that when they turned what was the cigar store Cigars at City Walk eventually became Bread Box. That that was a lot of work getting that old scent out of there.
ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Maybe they'll get a cheaper lease.
maybe
Little
may
discount.
watch this space. See what happens. All right. And next up, we try to put a positive spin on pretty much everything here at Attractions Magazine, but sometimes you just got to tell it like it is. Here's the headline for you: Review. A bland carousel coffee shop has opened at Disney Boardwalk. Thank you, Theron White, reporter,
Yes.
for keeping us honest here. If you are staying at the Boardwalk Inn, you have a new place to go and get your morning cup of coffee. And if you are not staying at the Boardwalk Inn, you do not have a new reason to go out of your way to go to this place if you are into classic Disney theming, because this new Carousel Coffee is basically carousel in name only, other than a picture on the wall of the Magic Kingdom carousel. I don't think we have anything carouselish about this bland beige box.
No, and if you look at the cast members' wardrobe, if they incorporated even just that kind of like subtle, colorful, like it's like a pink, orangey, pink, salmon, and blue, they could have done that on the walls. Very,
Mhm.
laid back, calm, classy, and I think it would have really added something or anything
Interesting,
really.
interesting. It's interesting for something themed around the carousel. Their uniforms have a picture of flying Dumbo ride, not a carousel horse, I think.
Right. It
Not
is weird. And one of my favorite spots on Disney property is Le Petit Cafe, which is the coffee shop in Riviera. And if you've been there, that is absolutely
gorgeous.
incredible. You have that accompanying lounge themed to Walt Disney's travels to Europe, which is amazing. I was expecting something along that line, you
I
know?
mean, this looks like the lobby Starbucks of a business hotel minus the green accents.
Right.
So, you know, we've got a little review here. It's your basic coffees, your basic Joffrey coffees for the usual prices, and some kind of meh pastries.
The New Jersey crumb cake, I'm gonna have to give that a try because that is my favorite thing to have when I go home from
I,
the local bakery from New Jersey.
I
I
I
am
will say Theron's review of it is simply we didn't even finish it. A-
oh, that's not good.
And that's not good. That's not good.
You
He's
crumb
got
cake
he's
is
got
a
a
good thing.
he's got a fuller review on our YouTube channel. I encourage you to watch it. Um, there's been a lot of clapback about this design on social media, and we've seen a bunch of things lately. I'm thinking also of Ralph Brennan's
Oh,
Jazz Kitchen out in
please, that was
California, were,
travesty, yeah.
were things that were maybe a little kitschy, maybe a little too colorful, maybe a little too themed, being replaced by stuff that just looks like it could be in any mall or office complex. And I don't know, is that I guess the feeling is that's less dated than something that looks obviously like entertainment architecture. But
I think this is just making us all really cautiously optimistic about the Grand Floridian lobby right now. I don't know. That is
I
making
hope
me a little worrisome.
yeah. Fingers crossed. So if you have feelings about this, let us know.
Right.
And
And I think like the larger issue at hand is the fact that we're even celebrating that a hotel that charges 1,000 a night has a coffee shop finally is like
finally,
I
right?
can't like I can't even address the
Yeah,
theming of it because it's just silly when you say it out loud. You know, you're paying this much, you should have a legit coffee shop.
yeah. I
Whatever.
mean, I always think we've come such a long way since when, at the beginning of the Disney decade, Michael Eisner introduced the idea for the boardwalk, and it was going to be like another Pleasure Island. It was going to have a Ferris wheel and a roller coaster, and it was going to have all sorts of entertainment. It was going to be a real Atlantic City boardwalk, and then we ended up with this. So, moving right along over into Tampa at Busch Gardens, they have opened for previews the new Springs Tap Room Lounge, which is officially opening this month. And if you remember the heyday of the Hospitality House, this is the closest that you're going to get to that.
Yes, and look we have theming. If you were
We
looking at
do, we
trivia,
do. We have wood, and we have themed signs, and we have bottles with
yes, it's like
logos.
rustic brewery chic,
Yes.
you know?
I like that. Rustic brewery chic.
Yeah.
So this is located, of course, in the Bird Gardens area of the park. That used to be called the Golden Gate Cafe, but like I mentioned way before that, it was the Hospitality House, where back in the day you could get free samples of delicious Anheuser-Busch
Mhm.
beverages, assuming you were over 21. You can't get free samples anymore, but you can purchase from a menu of 12 different draft beers. Plus, they've got some specialty cocktails and all sorts of seasonal offerings that rotate to keep you coming back throughout the year.
Yes, the frosé and frojitos
Yes,
sound really good. You know, you see frosé a lot, you don't see frojitos a lot. Mediterranean samplers. I don't know what that is, but I want to know.
I'm guessing that is going to be some hummus and
Hummus.
pita and maybe some olives.
Yeah.
That's my
Well,
guess.
that's appropriate bar food for a
Yes,
rustic
absolutely.
spot.
Yep. Um, this has been actually one of the original buildings, I believe, on the property going back to 1959. Obviously, it's been renovated about 1 billion times, but this is in previews right now, but it's going to be officially opened any day now. And you can stop in with whether you've got a regular park ticket or an annual pass.
Nice.
Okay, next up, the Super Mario Brothers movie is on its way, and it is bringing with us a load of McDonald's Happy Meal toys that have arrived, at least here locally in Orlando.
Yes, these are super cute. If you are getting Super Nintendo World fever like me, I'm going to want to go to McDonald's today and try to see what they have. If they have, I know in Orlando they already have Toad, which is
Yes.
so cute in his little blue racing cart.
Yes.
So these are, I don't usually do this kind of hunt thing, but for these I would. They're very cute.
Yeah, these are going to come out in waves. So if you are a collector, you're going to have to do a personal supersize me and keep going back again and again. There's going to be two different Marios. One's in his red cart, and the other is popping out of a warp pipe. There's a Bowser, a Luigi, a Donkey Kong, and a Princess Toad. I'm sorry, a Princess Toad, Princess
Princess
Peach,
Peach.
and also a Lumily. And I actually had to look up to see what the heck a Lumily was.
Oh, well,
Uh,
Lumily is very cute.
He's adorable. Yeah. So these are, of course, included with Happy Meals, which run between $4 and $5.19, depending on which kind you get. We've got a little video of our reporter heading out and opening one up to see what he got. which one would you most want to get?
Honestly, probably the Toad. It's so cute, that little car.
Yeah, the toad is pretty great.
Or the Warp Pipe. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say my I think the warp pipe would look perfect on
yeah.
my desk.
No, that's really cool. Like it's little coming up there, but no, I mean these are really cool. It's not my thing, but I think it might be.
Well, John in the comments has a hint that you can just ask the Mickey D staff to buy them all without buying the meals. Your mileage may vary on that. You might have to find a friendly Mickey D's employee
Right.
to help you out with that.
I don't know. The one by me gets mad when I request my coffee a certain way.
I just want my fries hot. Is that too much to ask for? No. Well, all right. So, yes. So start hitting those drive-throughs and start collecting them all as we get excited for the movie to come out and get even more excited for the land to open with
Yes.
Epic Universe.
Woohoo.
Shout out to Alicia Stella, who put out another stellar theme park stop video
Oh yeah, that was
and
great.
article detailing everything going into Super Nintendo World. All right, so before we jump into our final headline for this brief look at the news, it's holiday week, not a lot of huge news comes out. We are giving you time to get back to your post New Year's celebrations. Hopefully you have the day off or get back to work. But before we do that, it is time for us to hear a word from our sponsor.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
Bringing you your top news story of the week. Whether from your backyard or from around the world, it's time for the main attraction.
All right, I did say this was kind of a slow news week. Well, this is what happens. Our news is no news. The Roundup barbecue at Disney's Hollywood Studios is almost ready to open in Toy Story Land sometime in spring of 2023, which is a seasonal window that covers a whole lot of sins. The Roundup Rodeo BBQ, which is part of Toy Story Land at Walt Disney World's DHS, is supposed to finally open. And we have some new photographs on our website of the construction inching towards completion, please, maybe. And so that is what we are going to chat a little bit about right now. I feel like this was announced at a D23 Expo in the before times.
Yes.
Like, I feel like this comes from the same era as like the Mary Poppins attraction, in the land of things that
literally BC
before COVID. Exactly. Things that we thought might have been lost to eternity, like the Play Pavilion. So it was one of those things where construction walls went up. We had some concept art, and then very little progress for a long time. But now we definitely have enough signs of life to say that spring 2023 deadline is coming forward. And well, let's look at some of the tea leaves. In case you were wondering where exactly this is kind of on the map just to the north of the track for Slinky Dog Dash. There's that portal into the land with the big Woody statue that people take photos in front of. and the entrance to it is right next to that. So the clearest sign of life that we have are some lamps.
I was just about to say it's
We're
that
getting
light.
we're getting excited about a light bulb. Yeah. So as the article that we have posted on our website goes into some depth, some excruciating depth.
But the funny thing is, we know like nothing about this restaurant. We
No,
don't
I
know if
mean,
they're open for breakfast,
we don't know. Yes,
lunch,
we don't
dinner.
know exactly. We think that it is sit down, but also family style, which also implies something like a Liberty Tree,
Trails
it, or
End-ish.
Trails End kind of thing, where they drop a big platter of stuff in front of your table and you share it with the other people at your table. But the art we have makes it look like a lot of flat designs and cardboard cutouts, kind of like the queue for Toy Story Mania.
Right. It
Um,
literally looks just like the queue. If you look at, any of the renderings, it looks like the queue. Maybe we'll be surprised.
yeah, and so the big hint that this is inching towards progress is that these themed lamps that were hung, we can see that there are light bulbs that have been installed inside of them. And the implication is that you wouldn't install the light bulb until you're pretty close, because you wouldn't want to risk it getting damaged by other construction. That would be one of the last things you do. So I love that theory. That's a great theory. So I'm not sure if we say in this article that the signage is at least 95% of the way there. So that says anything about the interior of the restaurant, we have no idea though.
I know. I just want someone to leak some images on Twitter or
Yeah,
Reddit.
yeah.
Come on, like give us a little,
Um,
because that will be a telltale sign of what's to come.
but
knows?
yes, as you mentioned, they need to serve breakfast, I really think,
Right.
because DHS, you get a huge number of people showing up way early to try to get on Rise of the Resistance and Slinky Dog in the mornings. And the park does not have the breakfast capacity it needs right now. You see people overwhelm the lunchbox at
And
breakfast.
Ronto Roasters, yeah. I mean, those are really the
Exactly.
only two spots that I would go. Or
Yeah,
just trolley. People get, a basic Starbucks sandwich because
absolutely.
they're
But the
really
line for the trolley in the morning is
insanity.
crazy.
Yeah.
So this would be great if it could pull people to the back of the park and give them some food. So we have a few comments in the feed. Brian points out that it's taking as long as the next Indiana Jones movie. They were both announced around the same time. But the question is, will the barbecue be as good as Regal Barbecue at Epcot? I don't know. For me, my Disney World's gold standard for barbecue is still Flame Tree over at Animal Kingdom. I still think that's the best barbecue on property, at least Disney-made barbecue.
Right. No, I think we could be hopeful right now. There, like you said, there is really good barbecue around Disney World there, Regal Eagle, of course, and Disney Springs. But the issue is going to be, this is going to be a Burnham Churnham family restaurant.
Yep.
So, it's like we're going to have to see.
Yep.
Really
well, fingers crossed that spring 2023 means early spring and not almost summer. And please don't let this and Tron open on the same day. For the sake of all the bloggers, please don't do that, because can you imagine how messy it will be if all the bloggers swarm the restaurant and then immediately head over to ride Tron?
Honestly, my feeling is they're going to group it together, but that's just my feeling. I don't know. They probably are going to group it together.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
And with our luck, it will be the same day that Universal opens the Minion walkthrough ride.
Right.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers. Well, if that happens, we will be here to tell you all about it. And in the meantime, we want to thank you before we go. Thank our sponsor, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, once again. And remind you, please give us a review on Apple Podcast. Leave us a new review on Spotify just to kick off the new year. And follow us throughout the week. Please, Carly, where can everyone find you on the interwebs?
Yes, I am at Carly Caramana on Twitter, and on Instagram, I am at Adventures by Carly.
And I, as always, am on Twitter at the UG Series, at the Unofficial Guides on Instagram, and at theunofficialguides.com, where you can pick up the 2023 editions of my books. And as always, the entire Attractions team is here for you 24/7 at attractionsmagazine.com, on Twitter at Attractions, on Instagram at Attractions Magazine, and on youtube.com/Attractions Magazine, as well as TikTok at Attractions. Until next week, we hope that you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. And we will see you again next time. Take care. Bye.